Hey everyone, I'm back. I'm Samantha and I'm a therapist and I'm creating a video every day for a year. This is video 314. Thanks so much for being here with me. Hope you're having a wonderful day, wonderful weekend, and doing amazing. And hope you're attracting prosperity into your life every single day and abundance and everything you want. So today we're going to get to day 7 of our wealth attracting habits. But first, I'm going to start off with a quote from Abraham Hicks that was in my email today. And this goes right along with what we're talking about. So it says, as you practice your more positive, better feeling story, in time, your pleasure will become the dominant vibration within you. And then as you couple your pleasure with your means of earning, the two will blend perfectly and enhance each other. There is no better way to earn money than to do the things that you love to do. Money can flow into your experience through endless avenues. It is not the choice of the craft that limits the money that flows, but only your attitude towards money. Let that sink in. It is not the choice of the craft that limits the money that flows, but only your attitude towards money. And you'll see people doing the same exact job. They talk about this in The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles. He talked about this, how you could have two different people in the same field, and then one is rich and one is poor. And that has to do with our beliefs and our attitude. So it's very important that we tell a better feeling story, like she just said in here, like they said in here. A better feeling story needs to be practiced. So some of these practices from our Countdown to Riches, 21 Days of Wealth Attracting Habits by Rhonda Byrne. We're on day 8. Oh my gosh, wow. I'm a day ahead of, or a day behind myself. So we're doing day 8. So these practices, again, you don't have to do these practices, but they're just fun and I like them. And I feel like they help us practice a better feeling story because we've got to train ourselves to do so. And many people find that very hard to do. And I used to find it hard to do too. And I'm getting better and better every single day. So I want you to remember to tell yourself that every day I'm getting better and better. Every single day, no matter what is going on around me, I'm getting better and better because you're evolving every single day. I watched an awesome interview with someone who had a near-death experience. Actually, he did die for like 7 minutes and came back, and he was talking all about his experience. And I would love to, I'll have to share this video and then we can talk about it because it was so beautiful. I've heard the same type of story before from a bunch of different people, but just the way he was describing this whole thing, it was just, I was locked in on it. I was like, wow, this is like freaking awesome. I love it. So I wanted to share with you guys sometime. But my point of saying that is life does not have to be as hard as we make it. We can decide what we focus on versus, what we've always focused on. And a lot of people are scared of their own thoughts. So that's something that I will talk about as well in the future. How to feel safe within yourself, how to feel safe within your own body. A lot of people don't feel safe. And I totally get that. It took me a long time to feel safe within myself too. And I used to teach clients that to like how to feel safe within themselves. And that really helped their whole mental health, their well-being, their quality of life, their physical health as well. Everything is so tied up into one and related to each other. So when we take care of one thing, it's taking care of the whole system because we are a whole system as a human. So anyway, on to day 8, money in your mind, money in your hand. That's what it's called. Money in your mind, money in your hand. This is day 8, okay? So the quote is, in visualizing or making a mental picture, you are not endeavoring to change the laws of nature. You are fulfilling them. And that's Genevieve Berend, who actually wrote Your Invisible Power, which is another book I'd love to teach out of. That is another one of my favorite books. I have so many favorite books. And I had an awesome subscriber ask me about what my favorite books are and what the aha moments might be that I've had. And I'm getting some things together because I just have so many things that I feel are the most helpful things that I could ever possibly imagine, like for myself, the things that have helped me. And I have studied for literally, you guys, like thousands of hours over the years. I think thousands. I don't know if that's true. It might be hundreds. I'm thinking it's thousands though. I think it's probably thousands because it's been at least a decade of studying. And I'm just a studier. I love to learn and I love to study. And dealing with people, you know, you can't just have one way of doing something. You have to get really creative. So I've had to get really outside the box and learn, like, what's the best way to get people to where they want to be mentally and physically as much as possible. And so I've just studied so much, and there's a lot of fluff out there, but there's also so much stuff that makes the most sense. And I'm trying to learn ways in which to give this information out in the most digestible, simple ways and kind of tie it all together from my favorite authors and my favorite mentors, and produce something that will help you guys the most. So that's what I'm working on. So we'll get there. But anyway, so I'm going to read this again. In visualizing or making a mental picture, you are not endeavoring to change the laws of nature, you are fulfilling them. So it is natural to get what we want. It is so natural. And miracles are natural. They are natural in other countries. Other cultures believe in miracles all the time. It's just natural for them. If we thought that way, just like letting go of control, really, and surrender to the control that we already have inside of us, we would see really big changes. So again, money in your mind, money in your hand. That's the title of today. We have to see it in our mind first before we can see it in our hands. So think about that. It doesn't just appear in your hands. You thought it before it got to you somewhere. So we got to think it first. So think it into being. We've got to direct our energy to where we can create it into matter, into physical beingness. So I'm just going to read some of this. Time doesn't exist for the universal law governing our mind. There's only one moment for universal law, and it's this present moment now. That's the reason why all your power is in this moment now. In addition, size doesn't exist for universal law. There's absolutely no difference between manifesting $1 or manifesting $1 million. Now that is big. Like that really, when I let that sink in, I was like, okay, I can do this. I can manifest $1 million because I can manifest $1 real easily. You got $1 in your wallet right now, I'm sure, or somewhere you have $1. Well, it's just as easy to manifest $1 million as it was that $1. In fact, any one of us could probably go out today and get $1 real fast. We could probably ask someone in the next 5 minutes to cash app you $1 if you don't have $1. Like it's so easy to manifest that. So if we have the belief in the same conviction to manifest $1 million as we would $1, watch what will happen. But we don't. And we doubt and we wonder how and when and who and all these things, when all we need to do is just believe in the vision, because we believe in the $1. So why can't we believe in that $1 million? So we've got to change our mind into thinking bigger. And so then she goes on to say, so when you want to manifest something, remember that size and time don't exist. That's big. Size and time don't exist. Interesting. It's only we who have beliefs about time and size who make those concepts real. If you think that $1 is small and therefore easy to manifest quickly, but that $1 million is really big and therefore hard to manifest quickly, you will experience $1 million taking a long time to manifest. No matter what you believe to be true, the genie always says, your wish is my command. We are creators, and whatever we think is what the law that governs our mind will manifest. Today, I would like you to visualize attracting a very specific amount of money, $1. Close your eyes and visualize yourself receiving $1 in physical money and really feel as though it's happening. I'm choosing $1 precisely because most people believe that to manifest $1 is easy, and so they have an immediate belief that it can happen, which is what we just said. Steps 1 and 2 of the creation process are now completed, and you're ready for step 3, to receive. You will almost certainly manifest $1 today, but will you notice when it happens? Remember that the law will find the fastest, simplest way for you to receive that $1. It could come in any form at all. Something you buy is on sale or reduced in price today. Someone buys you a coffee, you come across a $1 bill or dollar coin in the street, you find $1 in your pocket, or you get a discount on a bill for $1 or more. Stay aware and watch out for your $1. Today's practice might seem ultra simple, but the whole point is for you to experience the power of manifestation so that you can move on to bigger and better things. I love this one so much. I was getting a pedi. I believe I told this story like a few months ago or something. I don't remember. I think it was December. I was getting a pedi and I was reading this exact day. And I think what got me was where they said, yeah, like where she said, that's the reason all your power is in this moment now. So I was like, okay, if all my power is in this moment, then let's direct our thought towards that dollar. Don't know how it's going to happen. I was like, it's the middle of the day. I'm in a pedi chair. An older couple walked in and I thought, well, I wonder if like maybe they'll drop $1 or something. Like maybe I just thought maybe it's connected to them because they just walked in and the husband was having trouble getting into the pedi chair and his wife was helping him and it was just so cute and sweet. And so I was just like watching them and thinking, I was like, I wonder how this is going to happen. And then I know I told this story before. The worker comes over. I think it was the one that was, or I think it was the owner comes over, or no, it was the guy that was doing my pedi actually. He brought over the card reader. And so, but before I put my card in, he gave me some, like a gift. I can't remember what it was, some sort of lotion or something. I can't remember what it was, and then a $5 gift certificate for the next time I come. So I manifested that. It was like 10 or 15 minutes after I read this, that happened. And so that was just insane because I've been going to nail shops and getting pedis for a long time. And I was getting my nails done for years and years. I do them myself now at home because it's so much cheaper and easier, but I was getting them done for years and years I think I started getting them done when I was like 18 or something. And in all those years, I'm 43 now, in all those years, I've never gotten a gift certificate, ever. So that told me that, this works. It was just so fast. I was like, oh my God, that was so fast. So we've just got to get out of our own way when it comes to this stuff. And we've got to feel, this is where I attach some therapy into this. I talk to so many people that do not feel worthy and they don't feel good enough and they don't feel like they matter. They feel like they're just below everyone else, or they just don't feel good about themselves, nor do they feel good about their life. And so that's what I really want to help you all with too, if any of you feel that way ever, because it has taken me a long time to master feeling good about myself too. It has taken a long time, and some days are better than others. Obviously, I have my down times like we all do, but for the most part, I really hype myself up. I talk nicely to myself. I talk nicely to my body. Our bodies change a little bit when we're in our 40s, I've noticed. That was interesting. It's getting interesting. It's just great. It's like aging is a privilege, and we can age backwards. I believe we can age backwards. I really do. Anyway, that's a whole other video someday in the future. But so I just feel like I need to pass this on, that you are capable, you are worthy, you are amazing, you are awesome, you deserve everything you've ever wanted. And just because you haven't gotten it yet doesn't mean that you're not going to get it. And you can do and be and have anything you want. You just have to start noticing the good that's already around you. Celebrate the things you've already gotten through and done. And like, if you've been through some trauma, hey, you've done enough. Like, your life is good. Like, you have survived and you have succeeded. You got out of bed today. I asked a client the other day, or yesterday, like, hey, what's something that you did really well today? And they were like, I got out of bed and took a shower. I was like, that's freaking awesome. And you came to therapy. Like, you showed up to your appointment. Like, this is awesome. So, and made it a priority, which means whatever you make a priority, that means you're making you a priority, whatever it is. So if you're doing these practices, these money practices, and you start to shift your perspective of yourself and your perspective of money and all these things, that is showing up for you. That's showing you that, hey, you're good enough. Like, by doing these little practices. So, and I know I've mentioned before, brush your teeth twice a day. I still have people telling me they're not brushing their teeth twice a day. I have to pass this along. Our teeth and gums are connected to every organ in our body. We've got to take care of our vessel that we've been given here. Or we're just a soul in a body, of course. We're a beautiful soul in this body, but we got to take care of it. This is our vehicle to get us everywhere we need to go. And so I'm all about quality of life. We got to take care of everything, mind, body, soul, all of it. Spirituality is huge. Like, we've got to take care of our spiritual lives. We've got to make sure that we are creating systems so that our system runs well, right? And that starts with the smallest things, getting out of bed and saying thank you immediately when you wake up. Do some movement, drink some water, brush your teeth, take a shower, do all the things, eat better, whatever that means for you. Cut out some processed foods. But really, it's a lot of just making sure you're talking to yourself really nicely, and that you start to actually believe that you can create prosperity for yourself. You're already rich if you have health. In fact, if you can breathe right now, you're already rich. So just say that to yourself. I'm rich, because you are. Money does not mean you're rich. Wealth does not mean you're rich. It's just a form of energy. That's all that it is. I look at love and health as being wealthy. The money is great, and we're all going to get there. We can do this. We're all going to get there. Some of you might already be there. I'm around people that are, but I want to get there myself. I want to prove to me that I can do that myself. And so it's just that we are so programmed to think so badly about ourselves. So we've got to create from the ground up. We've got to create a good foundation. So that might start, like, your money might not be coming to you because you don't brush your teeth every day or twice a day. Like, it might be something like that, where you're like, man, because like if you're not, let's say you're not brushing your teeth twice a day. Well, that takes like 4 minutes out of your day, 2 minutes in the morning, 2 minutes at night. Well, if you're basically saying to yourself almost like, you're not worth taking 2 minutes out of your day to do this for yourself. Like, that's how I kind of see it. And so that's why I have developed these habits over the years where I'm like, no, I deserve to have clean teeth. And I deserve to have a mouth that feels good and doesn't hurt, and I deserve to go to sleep on time and wake up on time. I deserve to be well rested. I deserve to be hydrated. I deserve to eat cleanly and feel good. And that's this is a total side note, but I've noticed that the less fast food that I've eaten, like, I hardly ever eat it anymore, but even a meal out at a nicer restaurant, I noticed that, like, my body doesn't really like it so much anymore. It, like, kind of rebels and it's like, nope, we don't like this. So I like to just make my own food a lot, because your body's going to tell you what you need. It really will. And I don't know how I used to eat Taco Bell all the time, like every day when I was younger. I don't know how I did that. I couldn't eat Taco Bell hardly at all anymore if I tried. So it's just listen to your body, and don't listen to your mind as much. Don't listen to that brain, because it is programmed with your old self-talk. So we've got to put some new self-talk in you today. Deliberate direction of energy. Just think of it that way. I've got to deliberately direct my thoughts. And remember that abundance is not money. Money is a part of abundance. It is a form of abundance, and it's an energy. It's an energetic exchange. So if you start to love yourself and you start to treat yourself really well and respect yourself, you're going to respect your money that comes in too. And so opportunities, again, remember that when you shift your frequency, you're going to shift over into a new realm where you can kind of see things in a different way, and opportunities will be more visible to you. Whereas right now they might be invisible because you're not on that frequency. So we want to do these practices just to kind of get us in the state. That's really all that they're for, because your money's already right there. Your opportunities are right there. Your person is right there. Your house is right there. Everything is right here. It's just, we're not on that like belief yet. We're not on that wavelength of belief. So, and knowing, it's really knowing. It's knowing. Just know, just trust me, just know it's all there for you. It's all there. It's all there. And one more practice I like to do, I think I've said this before, is I like to talk to my angels and my guides. And I just say, hey, angels, hey, army of angels, help me out here. And man, every time I do that, I get some answers. It's really cool. Dolores Cannon said that they are just like, the angels are so ready to help you. And so just ask. So I was like, I'm gonna ask more. And the more I ask, the more help I get. It's just so strange. So try it out. Practice these things. Remember, you got to see the money in the mind before you can hold it in your hand. I think Bob Proctor said that. You have to see it in your mind before you can hold it in your hand. He was an amazing guy. And remember to connect to your heart too. Why do you want money? What would you do with the money? How would it feel if you had it? Who would you help with all that money? What would you buy? What would you do to enjoy it? What would it feel like? Because I promise you, if you have all this money, at one point you're going to be like, wow, this is just normal to me. This isn't a big deal. And then you're going to be like, what else makes me feel alive? So start to feel alive in your life instead of half alive like a lot of us are. It's like we're going, and we're not really present. Start to get really present with yourself, and that'll get you in the state. And then that's whenever all the opportunities will come and gifts of money might come, a windfall from nowhere. So we just got to kind of get connected to that field because it's right there for us. We can have it anytime we want to. So yeah, that's today's video. Thank you for listening. Hope you guys have a wonderful day or evening, whatever time it is when you're watching this or listening to this. And remember, you're so, so loved. And remember to like and share and subscribe if you'd like to. That'd be awesome. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers. I think I'm at 955 right now. I want to catch that in the transcript for later on when I pull some of these. So we're at 955. Thank you guys so, so much. I so appreciate all of you. This is so fun. I love seeing the numbers go up every day. It's so fun. Love it. So anyway, you guys take good care of yourselves. Remember to appreciate yourself because what you appreciate appreciates, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.